Hello everyone, it's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad, video number 147. Today I want to share some information about a book that's been recently released here in Australia. It's written by a fella who's very well known called the Barefoot Investor. His name is Scott Pape. So I just want to share my screen, go to his website. So in case you find this of interest, you'll know a little bit more about him. He wrote the book, The Barefoot Investor, in 2016, and this has become one of the most, if not the most popular book. It sold over a couple million copies here in Australia. And in 2018, he wrote a second book called The Barefoot Investor for Families, which my daughter also introduced me to when I was here recently a few years ago. And this was a wonderful book because this is where the family gets together and they teach each other different skills, particularly with how to cook and how to have a job, etc., and how to handle money. So that is an outstanding book. But the most recent book is Barefoot Kids, and it's a book written for children. So I will explain some of that because I have a copy here. And this book is for children to read and give them an adventure in money. And this is his website. If you are interested, it's barefootinvestor.com. And you can subscribe to his um, newsletter that he writes regular basis. I find I've been reading his newsletters for a couple years now, and I find them fascinating. So the book is written for children to get them, encourage them to do some things which will allow them to become very, very adventuresome as far as creating their own businesses, etc. I'll show you a few pictures as well. So let me share this. And this is the first book or the second book I mentioned, The Barefoot Investor for Families, where they have meetings with the children. On Sunday they eat, etc., and they discuss lots of aspects. It really helps prepare children for when they leave home and they are able to cook and they know how to handle money. This particular book I've shown you the cover of. Inside, there's the 6 steps. Earn some money, where you can earn some money, doing chores at home. And once you have earned money, where you put it, there's normally 3 buckets: the splurge bucket, the save bucket, and the give bucket. And the splurge is for short-term things. You want to buy something immediately, small things. The save bucket, when you want to buy something bigger, you save for that. And the give bucket is for donating and helping people and make someone smile. So he then says, hey, you can start your own business. And he has some great examples of that. Then get what you want, which is really buy things secondhand, as good as new. You don't have to always buy new, and give some great examples about that. And then how to make people smile. And that is your superpower, because that's where you can find, by giving and helping others, makes you feel good and makes them feel good as well. And then grow your money, some of how to invest your money. So he gives some examples. There's I think, over 100 children that are quoted in here. For example, this uh, fellow bought a boat, which his family uses as well. The fellow who made $1,500 by mowing lawns and how he runs his business. The girl who is the slime queen, who I believe was 12 years old and had earned $6,000 the last 18 months making and selling slime. And the child who does homework charges $25 an hour. That child, I believe, is 13 years old and made $600 in the last year helping others with homework. And this young girl in the bottom corner here, who built a school in Kenya where her grandmother lives. She, I believe, designs and sells clothing. And with the money she has invested, has a school where 120 children attend. Her and her mother fund this school now, They have six teachers and three assistants. And this is in a, so there's an example of young people, what they've been doing. And of course, this fellow who earned $10,000 on TikTok for a post that he made. So there's some great examples of what young people are doing and going through the steps that he has. There's also in the back of the book stickers which they can utilize and put on. They're in the book, and there's also a certificate that you can create so you can show people what you are doing, why you're doing it, and you can explain to people what you're doing in your business. So there's over 200 pages for young people to go on their epic money adventure with Scott Payne. He's the one thing that I realized following Scott over the past year was he was trying to get into the school system to educate the children and found that school system typically, and this is what I found as well when I've spoken to schools about some programs that I thought would be a help, they have their own agendas, they have their own uh, challenges and their own business they're trying to do. So it's not easy to convince them because they have their own uh, work to do, and you can knock on their door and say, oh, I've got a great idea. Well, and this is what Scott found. They aren't interested in your great ideas. So his great idea is let's get it out by having this book for children and teaching them some of the skills that will make them very successful and very happy and having a happy and successful life. So with that, I'll say adios, au revoir, from Fred and Notes of a Nomad, wishing you, your family, lots of love and laughter. It's warming up here in Australia. It's 26, 27 degrees. I believe in Victoria, on Vancouver Island, it's just above freezing. They've even had some snow. So I'm happy that I'm here, been here for 3 weeks, and things are going well. So wishing you lots of love and laughter. Bye for now from Fred and Notes of a Nomad.